Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Adriana Cotero. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. A massive fire has 400 acres of the island in flames and surrounding areas in smoke. Also tonight in Superior Court, a man changes his plea. He's guilty. And the Youth Affairs Office welcomes a new face to take the lead. In sports, the rugby team is practice in preparation for Samoa. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
Get a load of this! Here's your chance to win cold hard cash with Docomo Pacific's prepaid giveaway. For a limited time only, get a chance to win cash and cool Docomo Pacific gear every time you load $5 worth of Docomo Pacific prepaid. Every Friday, we'll reward 5 winners with $50 and 1 grand prize of $250 to 1 lucky person. Every $5 worth of prepaid load gets you an automatic entry. Load more and get more chances to win with Docomo Pacific's prepaid giveaway. Docomo Pacific, better together. Some conditions apply.
Winigi PHI Pharmacy in Gofadahi, Hihinim Lomu.
Our complete line of pharmaceuticals and lowest prices ensure you get the treatment that you deserve.
Our compassionate, friendly, multilingual staff will take the time to get to know you, explain your medications to you, and answer any questions that you may have.
Ngere ayor sumaye uhalweres ren, kutsu wayor safeye emal ebalisiu klalyam weres.
Inumin ng inyong gamot ayon sa inireseta ng inyong doktor at alinsunod sa bilin ng inyong pharmaceutical.
We accept most insurance, but in case you don't have coverage, we offer cost-effective generic drugs.
PHI Pharmacy, your lifelong partner in health. PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Hafa-day Tirwami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Tuesday, May 7, 2019. As many of you may have noticed, fire and smoke continue to spread throughout the night. KSPN's Ashley McDowell is at the scene today to check out the progress of getting this fire monitored and under control. Ashley?
That's right, Adriana. The fire was reported around 2:30 in the afternoon yesterday, starting at Mount Tapachao and making its way down to Canatabla, burning 400 acres and continuing. Ember, flames, and smoke continued to fill the air throughout the night and well into later this evening as a fire continued to spread across the south side of Mount Tapachao. The Department of Fire and Emergency Medical Services were at the scene all night, monitoring and controlling. One resident that lives near where the flames were ignited says this occurs every year during wildfire season.
It happens annually, basically, because since I moved here, this has been happening a lot.
And how many years have you lived right here at this residence?
I've lived here for about 4 or 5 years.
But this year is the closest the fire has gotten to the homes.
This one is much more bigger and closer to our homes than the previous years. Because the previous years, they started from Tapachao coming down. But this year it seemed different because it started from up here and it spread from there.
Residents in the area have not been advised to evacuate unless the flames continue to move closer to the homes. But it's not just the residents living in that area that are affected by these wildfires.
Last night, you can see the flames come up, and it's such a horrific fire because, you know, from being able to see it from down here, that must be really big, and it could affect many habitats, the animals that are living up there. Yeah, because there's, on some bases we go up just to have a look around and there's deers around. So maybe they're gonna have to evacuate to a different spot.
No one has been harmed and there has been no damage to infrastructure up to this point. The cause of the fire is still to be determined and DFIMS is continuing to monitor the situation until it is under control. Reporting for KSPN2 in the Evergreens, I'm Ashley McDowell. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Ashley. A 21-year-old male had a change of plea today in the courtroom of presiding Judge Robert Naraha. According to court documents, on March 9, 2019, Antinian Brandon Aldon choked a female household member and punched her in the jaw, causing swelling to her facial area. Aldon was charged with count 1 of domestic violence, strangulation, count 2 of domestic violence, assault and battery, count 3 criminal mischief, and count 4 of disturbing the peace, where he initially pled not guilty. Today in court, Aldon and the Commonwealth reached plea agreement, where Aldon is now pleading guilty to count 2 of domestic violence, assault and battery, and the remainder of the charges have been dismissed. Aldon's sentence has been suspended except for the 3 days of credit already served. He must pay a fine of $500, perform 100 hours of community service, and be placed on 2 years probation. A hearing is set for August 13th, 2019 at 9 a.m. The island of Tinian is continuing to recover from Super Typhoon U2 that struck back in October of 2018. KSPN's Ashley McDowell speaks with the Tinian Mayor, Edwin Aldon, for an update.
We're very resilient, and we are, I believe our people have moved on, being dependent from any other, from distributions or any, they're already on their own.
Tinian Mayor Aldon says every resident does have access or is now getting power and water to their residents.
I do know that the power aspect of the recovery is still ongoing. And there are some supplies that are being brought in, and Colorado group are still here doing some small like street lights and pulling to a corner that was not really a priority during the build up. But we're I would say more than 90% we're back to power and water.
But there are some residents that are still living out of tents.
I would say that there would be like 8-7 houses left behind by Tetris, that they're still on their tents, and some of them have spent their own money to rebuild their house. About maybe 7 or 8 that are still on tents.
Looking at infrastructure, he says a lot of it is getting back to normal and is thankful for the donation for the Social Hall project.
We're very thankful to TSL. Jerry is always been coming out here, not as much as we want him to come out here, but really he is, every time he come out here, he donates something for the kids, for the people, now it's for the church. I'm very, very excited that we're moving on with our social hall project. That's one of the first things that we need to do. That building is co-used by the church and the community, the municipality. So as much as a church, we are also obligated to rebuild that building and put it back into use.
News from Capitol Hill now. 3 cabinet members are sworn in this morning by the administration. In the governor's conference room by Governor Ralph Torres and Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios. As pictured, the Department of Commerce Secretary Mark Rabalaman, Department of Public Land Secretary Marianne Concepcion Tergezu, and Department of Community and Cultural Affairs Secretary Robert Hunter. And beginning today, these 3 members are officially reappointed. Governor Ralph Torres also appoints Monique Boyer-Sablan to serve as the Special Assistant for Youth Affairs. KSPN2 sits down with Sablan to hear her plans as she takes on this new position.
I am the Special Assistant for Youth Affairs Office under the Office of the Governor.
And effective May 1st, 2019, Monique Boyer-Sablan received this new title and took on the position.
So a lot of it will be taking care of the youth centers on island. We have a multiple amount of youth centers, but right now currently we only have the Gualarai Youth Center that's open and the CK Manhopen Center that's open. The reason being is San Antonio Youth Center, it was really affected by Typhoon U2, so we'll be working on trying to figure out how to open that up again. We do have a new youth center that is currently being built, which is the San Vicente Youth Center. We're hoping by the maybe end of the summer, end of the year, we'll be able to open that up for the kids in San Vicente. And of course, we also have the Coblerville Youth Center, which had their groundbreaking last, like a couple of weeks ago. that will be a newly renovated and extended youth center for the kids in Kobler.
Sablon continues to be an advocate for the youth as she worked under the CNMI Scholarship Office prior.
Because especially with me growing up, I had, my parents and my siblings, those people were my mentors, they were my role models. And, other leaders in the community, those were huge things for me when I was growing up. And I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't start out young and have, that support system.
Being that support system is one of the goals she plans to accomplish with this title.
So one of the biggest things that I really want to do within the youth centers is to have a very solid long-term mentorship program. I think it's very important for kids to have someone to look up to, whether that's helping them with their education or just being someone to look up to and to talk to, and having someone to be inspired by. That's very important to me, and so I really do want to have that mentorship program by collaborating with other organizations. We have the public school system, we have the private school system. These kids already have that educational backbone, but we are, as the youth center, we want to be, or the youth affairs office, we want to be that extra mile.
As Sablon states, that youth advancement is another achievement she plans to reach for.
Youth advancement is one of my biggest things, is so that once they get older, they can look back and remember that this is the youth center helped me get to where I am today. I love the youth and I want them to advance themselves. I want them to have the opportunity and I want them to feel safe.
Reporting for KSPN2 News, I'm Adriana Cotero. The CNMI Emergency Operations Center State Warning Point, along with the U.S. Naval Forces Marianas Guam, is informing the public of some military exercises that are taking place this week. On May 7th through the 8th from 11 a.m. to 11:55 p.m., the Navy will be conducting training on open ocean. And on May 8th from 7:30 a.m. to 8 p.m., the Air Force will conduct aircrew combat readiness training at the island of Fairland de Mendaniza. The trainings are designed to enhance readiness of the military personnel, and residents in the surrounding areas should not be alarmed if you see or hear increased activity during this time. Governor Ralph Torres is advising the general public to stay away from these areas during the training times. For any questions or more information, contact the CNMI EOC State Warning Point. Coming up, we take you to Tinian for an annual celebration. That's right, it's a San Jose Fiesta. Stay tuned.
Get your daily serving of 4G LTE data with IT&E's daily prepaid plans. Choose from the best priced plans in the Marianas. Get 1 gigabyte of data for $2.50 a day, or choose a $1.50 or $2 plan. Need more data? Top up. Get 100 megabytes for $1 or 1 gigabyte for $10. Visit any IT&E store or call us to learn more and ask about our prepaid loyalty plan. IT&E. Explore your world.
Hi, I'm Floria, an eye care technician here at Marianas Eye Institute.
Our tropical weather keeps us warm all year round, but it can be hard on the eyes. The combination of the elements can stimulate the growth of pterygia on the surface of the eye.
These particular growths, if left alone, can get to the point where they grow across your pupil and you don't see at all. It requires a surgery in which the growth is removed, and then sutures have to be placed to prevent the return. Because of the conditions we have here in the CNMI with the wind, the sun, and the sand, this condition is very common. And fortunately, we're able to treat it right here on island.
This has been Dr. Dennis Williams of the Marianas Eye Institute.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. Over the weekend, the Tinian community came together for the annual San Jose Fiesta, and KSPN2 was on the grounds for this coverage. Here's a look.
Rebuilding, reviving,
restoring San Jose.
It's the 63rd San Jose Fiesta,
and we're here in Tinian to check it out.
Boca,
2019 marks the 63rd anniversary of the annual Tinian San Jose Fiesta.
and it's an event headed by the Tinian Mayor's Office as part of the community aspect of the celebration. The church's parish council takes care of the church functions, which will be held tomorrow, every Sunday, with a mass, a procession, and a banquet, breakfast banquet. It's a chance for us to get some really good food, watch some live entertainment, join some sports, and then support the church all at the same time. After Typhoon U2, we've just experienced a lot of structural damage, and we've come to a point where we're almost there to being back to normal, how it was before. And so this year it's reviving, rebuilding, and restoring San Jose, as the San Jose Fiesta is dedicated to San Jose the worker.
I know that the church received major damages.
Yes.
So why is this fiesta needed this year more than ever?
Well, after the events of Super Typhoon U2, the church was completely damaged. Right now, they're just functioning their daily mass and everything under a tent within the church ground. So the move for this year and all the efforts throughout the year after Typhoon U2 was for the restoration of the church itself and the prospect of building a new church, building a new building, a structure. Thank you everyone for coming out. We have this every year. We would like to support San Jose, so the biggest thing is Viva San Jose!
And just like every other celebration in the Marianas, there are vendors. Now let's go check them out.
Oh yeah. And of course, it wouldn't be a fiesta without the food. That's right.
All right, now it's time to check out the sweet part of this festival. It is Sweetie's Corner. Let's look. Ooh, yum.
Viva San Jose Fiesta! Celebrate beauty, celebrate Marianas!
And just like the Miss Marianas candidate said, Adriana,
Viva San Jose Fiesta! Reporting in Tinian, I'm Adriana Cotero.
And I'm Ashley McDowell.
On Guam, a historical ceremony is held for the National Guard as they recognize a new general. KUAM reports.
Hafide Cinema, here's what's making news on Guam. It was on April 25th when the 35th Guam Legislature confirmed Colonel Esther Agagi as the Director of the Department of Military Affairs. They also confirmed her as the Adjutant General of the Guam National Guard. Over the weekend, a historic ceremony was held. Joan Ugancharfers has more from Barragata.
Today marks a historic event in the life of our Guam National Guard, and I am indeed honored and proud to be again making history in the appointment and confirmation of Lieutenant Colonel Esther Agagi as the first Chamorro female Adjutant General in this Pacific Western part of the world.
Governor Lou Leon Guerrero, who is the Commander-in-Chief of the Guam National Guard, presided over a joint ceremony at the Readiness Center in Barragata. During the ceremony, Leon Guerrero pinned new ranks and formally gave command of the Guam National Guard to its newly confirmed Adjutant General, Esther Agagi.
I want to extend my humble gratitude to you for trusting me with the welfare of soldiers, airmen, civilians, and their families. I ask for your continued trust so that the work I do will find favor with those I serve and be a blessing to many.
The colors were passed from Governor Leon Guerrero to Major General Agagi as she officially assumed command, and it was done in front of the entire unit so that all could see and witness their leader assuming her dutiful position. The passing of the unit colors represents the transfer of authority and responsibility from the Commander-in-Chief. According to PAO Major Josephine Bloss, she who holds a flag also holds a warrior's allegiance. This symbolic tradition has survived throughout military history. Immediately following the assumption of command, Major General Agagi will give responsibility to Command Sergeant Major Agnes Diaz as the Guam Guard's State Command Sergeant Major, who will assume responsibilities and duties as its senior enlisted advisor to the Adjutant General. Diaz will be the first female to take such position.
No amount of media editorializing or media opinion or detractors or opposition will change my mind. My confidence, my trust, and belief that she is the right soldier that will lead this great Guam National Guard onto the future that holds many opportunities that we are very prepared to take advantage of.
Agagi is the 11th Adjutant General for the Guam National Guard since its establishment nearly 38 years ago. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonathan Charkis.
For more Guam news, check out KUAM.com. Reporting for KSPN2 News, I'm Sabrina Salas. That's an honor.
Thank you, Sabrina. And coming up, it's Bob's Super Sports next. We go back to last year with the CNMI rugby team.
Get more, do more with Docomo Pacific. Enjoy endless local calls and SMS with 30 gigabytes of data for only $59 a month. Sign up today and get a Samsung J6 smartphone free. Connect with the familia, share your moments with your primos, and celebrate the Marianas way every day. The possibilities are endless. On the fastest network that gives you more. Docomo! Now available at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Some conditions apply.
So what are you going to do this year? At Gold's, a dedicated fitness studio with a cushioned floor is perfect for group exercise. The cardio room features a variety of treadmills, bikes, steppers, and ellipticals. Fitness machines will help you achieve your goals, and the largest free weight area on Saipan gives you comfortable space to work out. Gold's gym team is ready to help you get to your goals. Try harder. We know you can do it.
KSPN2 Sports is brought to you in part by Triple J Motors.
Buenas sports fans.
Buenas sports fans. The NMI rugby team will make its inaugural splash in Samoa, going to play countries where it is their most popular sports. The team practices 3 times a week at Airport Field, and Bob Colting stopped by one of them to bring us this story.
Kane Castro starts and ends this offensive attack that was worth 5 points.
Support!
Oh no. Oh no, you gotta laugh at that. All right, so we know we have to work on the 2-point conversion kicks. All right, Ben Jones with the pooch punt. Let's go. Ruggers, let's see what you got.
That's you, Angel, that's you! Put him down!
Hey, help! Two!
Jesse, get it! Jesse! Go! Let's go, Angel! Fine, you guys injured. Swing it right! Go, have fun! Injured, I think you're injured. Good force!
Wait.
Ball!
Next man up. Play on.
Angel, follow him! Angel! Push, go! Take it!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, say hello to Swanee Pua and say goodbye.
Oh my God.
And before the rugby team heads to Samoa to compete, we take you back with the team to 1 year ago when they beat Guam here on Saipan. This is a Bob Coldine classic.
The CNMI is in the house. Well, this is the house, actually. Well, it's the front yard. No need to mow the grass, it's dead, but NMI rugby is not.
The thing I love about our team is that, we're pretty much a brotherhood already. We get each other's back in the game. We're very honest with each other. The biggest thing that came to us these past 2 weeks is getting Coach Mahonri from Samoa, legendary captain, Hall of Famer, a super rugby player, and he's building our confidence in passing, finding space, getting options. And one thing we need to work on big time is our communication and just continue to trust each other.
That was NMI's top scorer, Ben Jones Jr., after Guam and Saipan teams had split their first two exhibitions 12-7, 12-5. NMI scored 3 tries in those 2 games. In the third match, some players switched uniforms and played for fun, but also for hits and runs.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. I said so, I keep big bills up in my heart on the dirty like blood, so ain't got no twist in my head, but I'm still dreadful, and I got plenty of bread, so I go to bed full. I'm in it to win it, I'm all in. I might call you my cuz, young blood, but we ain't kin. You think of jumping, man, you best think again. The dirty, I'm the type of man that might go broke for revenge. Had some not so nice friends, kick the door off the hinge, take the door off your bins, pop up my phone with your fans, man, please. This shit ain't cynical, man, no subliminal. I'm physical, financial, and mental to be a general. Hey, the mama claims she want a soldier, not the type be in the tank, but in that Rover. Man, please, I'm in the zone like AIDS full blown. I'm killing it like a blind man reading. I'm feeling it like, oh, yeah, here comes the, here comes the.
The wind-up and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Hey, go-karters, come early and stay late. We have new summer hours for the Seaside Circuit at Mariana Resort. Daytime is pretty hot, but evenings are pretty cool and perfect for racing. Check in at Mariana's Trekking and you'll be off racing in no time. Bring your fans, bring your friends, and show your ID for a special half-a-day rate after 5 o'clock. And check out our other adventures too, like mountain biking, hiking, kayaking, and off-roading. Perfect for groups, perfect for families, perfect for friends. So go ahead, bring your best friend. Mariana's Trekking, your adventure professional for 17 years.
Here's your weather forecast for today. The high 86, heat index 96, low 80, 72% humidity. Today there was a slight overcast this morning with the sun pulling through and making it another sunny and hot day on Saipan. And tomorrow, clear skies and sunshine. East winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. High 84, low 80, seas 4 to 6 feet, sunrise 5:51 a.m., sunset at 6:36 p.m. And as that fire continues to burn, be sure to stay safe out there, Saipan, and take necessary precautions. Thank you for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.